Welcome back to the Steve Champagne Radio Show. Welcome back, I Love Music Army. Welcome new viewers to the channel, KISS fans, and everybody that's interested in this particular subject that we have going on today, where I am about to drop a bomb, or at least Gene Simmons dropped a bomb, and I got to tell you, it could change the complete and entire music industry of what has been said and spoken of. Now, for those people that haven't joined the I Love Music Army, we invite you to join us, our internet musical global family of friends that I affectionately call the I Love Music Army. We're not AI, we're real human beings you can touch and pull and feel. We got some cool stuff coming up, but let's get into this video, because what Gene Simmons has said is it could be a little scary for some of you. Now, Gene Simmons is no stranger to controversy. He says things, outlandish things all the time, but what he said this time is absolutely scary for every tribute band out there and possibly the entire music industry. Now, before I get to what he said, let me just go over some history so you can understand the statement that he made. In case you didn't know, KISS sold their entire music library to Pop House Entertainment for somewhere between $300 and $400 million. And some sources say it could be up to $1 billion if you factor in future earnings. So, but this wasn't just buying the songs. They bought the entire KISS thing, okay? And what Gene Simmons says, and what I mean by the entire KISS thing, that means their likeness, the makeup, the KISS toys, the lunch boxes, everything KISS, all things KISS, okay? Now, I'm going to read you the statement that Gene Simmons made. I was trying to find the interview, but I couldn't find it, but it's a good thing I probably didn't after what he said. Here is what Gene Simmons said. All the other bands have libraries. We had the makeup and the face paint, and we trademark and copyrighted all things KISS. That includes the makeup. If you buy somebody else's library, you only get the songs. When you bought our library, when you bought our brand, if you will, you bought the design, you bought the lunch boxes, you bought the toys, you bought everything, all things KISS, pinball. I mean, everything KISS, that's what you now own. Now, I want to get this next quote exactly right here. It says, "You can't use our face makeup without me taking your firstborn when I sue you." They bought the makeup, the trademark. It's in the Library of Congress. It's the only musical act whose faces have been trademarked. Now, for those people that didn't know this, Pearl Jam's Matt Cameron in 2021, KISS sent him a cease and desist letter when he was just a teenager about a KISS tribute band, likeness, you know what I mean? Because what KISS is doing is really what most record companies are doing. It's kind of corporate greed. Hey, look, we busted our butt. We wrote these songs. We want all the money we can get. In the record labels case, they invested all this money in this band. We want our money back 10 times over. You've heard this story before, but here's where it gets real interesting. Gene Simmons also said, we allow them to exist. If we wanted to, at any time, we could snuff the life out of them immediately with cease and desist letters or legal action. Now, apparently this has been going on because we've seen, or at least I've seen, some tribute bands, some KISS tribute bands scrambling, trying to do this KISS thing without the makeup. It's not working as well with the makeup because obviously if you want to see a KISS tribute show, you want to see the guys all in the costumes. But it gets even worse, really, because other bands could see this and then they could copy this model, like AC/DC's Schoolboy outfit, or, Iron Maiden's Eddie, or there's just a lot of bands, Eddie Van Halen's Frankenstein guitar, or maybe the costume or certain costumes that they wore, drum sets, to, John Bonham's drum set for a Led Zeppelin tribute band. Other bands could get involved in this, and then it goes even further than that. When it comes to artists that have passed away, their families are the ones getting the revenue now, and you can't tell me, if you've never had a family member die who had some money, how many people are fighting to get as much of it as they possibly can, because they were the ones that went out and made the millions of dollars. The other family members, were all envious and they didn't make the money that so-and-so made. Well, same thing with musical artists. Let's say someone like Prince, for example. He made God knows how much money. Well, he's gone now. Or Marvin Gaye, he's gone. So now someone walks up to them with a suitcase full of money and says, would you like this? This is what we got to do. They're 9 times out of 10 going to say, yeah, let's do it. Because they want the money. Everybody wants the money. And this will affect the music industry possibly in a way. I mean, let's think about it. These companies, first off, over 250 major recording artists. I mean, we can go from Queen, Pink Floyd's in the process of making a deal for $500 million. They're selling their stuff for all of this cash. Okay. And these companies aren't buying this stuff to not make money. And therefore, the hammer is going to come crashing down, not only on the bands out there performing the songs, sooner or later, or the streaming service rights are going to go up sky high. So you better make sure you own the music and it's in your hard drive so you don't have to worry about paying for it a 17th time if you're like me. But this could endanger all tribute bands that are doing likenesses and things like that. I know people will say, oh, they'll never do it. When there's money involved, trust me, you would be amazed at what people do for the almighty dollar. I read every single comment, and I would love to be able to read a comment from you, especially if you join the I Love Music Army. If you haven't, well, we do invite you to join us. Type in the comment section. Let me hear your thoughts on this, because corporate greed, everybody wants the money. Everybody. Do you want the money? That's the question. Could you use an extra million or 2 or 10 or 50 or 100? I mean, if it was you, what would you do? Put that in the comment section. In the meantime, from the Steve Champagne Radio Show, we will see you next time. Keep the music playing and the good times rolling.